So let me maximize so that we can see. Now, this is a paper that was done in the year 2000. And let me go back. This was 2013. And in 2013, we had some electrical maintenance and fault diagnosis was a full paper for 3 hours. So kuna vitu zingine zilitolewa. There are some things that were removed from this unit and zikapelekwa kwa unit ingine. For example, the number 1 question there. Say 2 types of alloy materials used for manufacturing of heating elements. This is a topic that is found that was taken, that was removed from maintenance and was taken to materials and workshop organization and workshop technology. So the materials, you'll get it when you go. Muliwahi soma materials nyinyi?
Bado. Na tunaruka tena.
Mnaruka?
Si tunaenda kwa module 2D.
Si ndio sasa nashangaa kwa sababu nyinyi hamjafanya ama labda module 2 itakuwa na hiyo materials part of it, because right now the diploma module 1 guys are doing materials.
Yes.
Na hiyo alloy of materials iko hapo. It is there. So you will find it there. So some of them will not discuss because tunataka ku revise what is in your syllabus so that we restrict ourselves to the syllabus. Tukienda question 2, explain the following references in water heating. Immense heaters, electric geysers. Hii pia haiko kwa syllabus yetu, but we can just talk about it because it is important for you guys in the field, isn't it?
Yes.
So explain the following with reference to water heating. Immersion heaters. What are immersion heaters? What do you know about immersion heaters?
I think I know the heater, but immersion. Heater is the like iron. Just to warm water. Electrically. Yes.
Okay. Immersion heaters, just from its name, immersion is to immerse. You know, we have different types of heaters. Now, like for example, the kettles, the heaters that we use in home. You can use your earphones so that you cannot hear the background noise.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm saying immersion heaters. These are heaters that are immersed. They are dipped inside the liquid or the substance that they are heating. You know, heaters come in a very big range. We have those that bring warmth to the house. They are called air heaters. Those that heat water. Those that heat fluids, or can even be used to make tea. So like the kettles that we have at home, we use at home for heating. They're called electric kettles. They use immersion heaters that are that heat when they're immersed inside the liquid that they are heating. But electric geysers are what? These are heaters that don't come into contact or don't come directly into contact with the substance that they heat. So those are the electric heaters. But now when that is the electric geysers. But now when we bring or we connect it to maintenance, remember we are talking about electrical maintenance and fault diagnosis. When we are talking about maintenance, now we have the immersion heaters. These are the heaters that we use at home. Electric geysers are normally applicable in things like the solar systems, the solar water heaters. What happens in the solar water heaters? When the solar water heaters are normally installed on rooftops, and after being installed on rooftops, and then water is just passed in pipes that are just adjacent to the heaters, so they don't come into direct contact with with the substance that they are heating, for example, water. So how do we maintain, or what are some of the faults? Now I want us to discuss with you some of the faults that we can find in these types of electric heaters. Now, like for example, the immersion heaters, the electric geysers, these are the things that you can even find in the ground. You have been called, somebody knows that you are learning electrical engineering, alafu kettle yake imeharibika, or heater yake imeharibika, and then you are told, come and see what is the problem. What are some of the faults that are likely to occur when you're using some of this? So can I hear from you?
Okay, maybe there is a installation ban due to the heat. Due to the lot of heat, there is a installation ban, and that's a fault.
The insulation may be spoiled due to
Yes.
the amount of heat that they draw. So how can you correct this? Normally, when we buy these electric heating substances, they normally have a very poor coding, or cable cords. So what do we normally do? People normally bring cords or buy other cords that they can be able to change to get better cords for for their appliances, so that they can avoid the poor coding. So in case of the insulation getting spoiled, you replace another thing that they can another fault that can occur is the plugs. We have the plugs that are plugged into the socket might also get spoiled. So we normally change them. Even the coils themselves might be spoiled. We also change that. So those are some of the things that we look at. Those are fault diagnosis. Now, with a label diagram, explain the working principle of an electric iron box. Describe how a water-filled electric kettle contained in a supply sense that is about to boil dry and opens the supply contact. These are most of these things are applications on the field. Now, using a level draw, a working with a working principle of using a diagram. No, these things you can now do some research at your own time and get the diagram for the electric iron box. How do they work? They get they have those plates, that is the ironing plate, which is normally the plate that is being heat. So when the plate has become hot, so whatever we have is we have thermistors inside the circuit of the electric iron box, and it taps the cable, that is the electrical cable, and the plug that are there, and then the plate there is heat. So we have an heating element inside the iron box that changes the electrical energy into heat energy, meaning it is trying to heat. So when it changes to heat energy, it means that when that plate, that ironing surface, that ironing flat surface, the moment it has been heat, or it has gained enough heat, then it will be able to transfer the heat on the cloth that is being ironed. Now explain the following terms with reference to electrical insulation. I'll jump that. And then explain the 3 precautions required in bathrooms and single rooms to avoid danger from electrical installation. All these things are also needed for maintenance. We are doing maintenance, and when you are doing fault diagnosis and maintenance, you need to know all these things, because now in the bathroom, explain the 3 precautions required in bathrooms and similar rooms to avoid danger in electrical installation. When you have already done the installation, what are some of the precautions that you have to take into consideration? Now, the most important in consideration, I want you guys to tell me. Remember in electrical installation, we talked about so many things, that is special installation and so many other things. So now tell me, what are some of the precautions that you have to take?
Precaution of
The precautions, we are answering this question, question 2B. Explain 3 precautions required in bathrooms and similar rooms to avoid danger from electrical installation. When you have already installed your appliances or power in the bathroom, what are the precautions that you take to avoid danger, meaning somebody from being electrocuted?
Okay, the switches and socket must be out of the bedroom, and the instant shower must have a protective adding, and cable must be exceeding the rate. Yeah.
Okay. Now, one of the very important thing that has to be done there is bonding. Can you just define what electrical bonding is? What is bonding?
Bonding.
Yes. When you hear about bonding, and in fact, it is on the question above, a bonding of surfaces. That is why I avoided it, so that you can answer this. Explain the following terms with reference to electrical insulation, earth leakage, and bonding of surfaces. What is bonding? Have you ever been taught that? I think
Yes.
you were taught that in electrical installation, sindio?
Yes.
Ni nini?
I think it is the joining of the joining of the cables. Nimesahau kidogo hiyo.
Bonding is a very important thing kwa electrical installation. Wakati electrical installation imefanyika, normally there is an earth, sindio?
Yes.
What is the work of the earth?
To protect the fault, to protect the danger.
To protect what from danger?
I mean to protect.
Salad, hebu weka vitu straight. Assume you are doing an exam. How do you explain?
Unajua kusema kwa mdomo na kalamu ni different.
Hapo sasa. Kwa nini? Si you are the same person. Yule mwenye utasema ndio yule mwenye bado utaandika.
Yes.
Sasa sema.
Adding is to protect electricity from the shock.
Umejaribu lakini the way you have structured your words is not correct. Earthing, what is earthing? Mtu akikuuliza, what is electrical earthing? Electrical earthing is the connection of all electrical appliances to the earth mass. Hivyo tu, to the earth mass. And why are we connecting the electrical appliances to the earth mass? Earth mass is because we want to draw all the excess charges to the earth. Normally we have the earth. The earth is the ground that we step on. So tuna connect hizi vitu zote to the ground. To the earth, so that in case of a fault, in case of excess current or a leakage, all the excess current will be drawn to the earth, and it will avoid the electrocution or the spoiling of the appliances. That is earthing. Is that clear?
Yes.
Sasa tukuje kwa bonding. Bonding ni nini? It is the connecting of all metallic installations, all the metallic parts that are installed in the house to the earth, mass. That is, we are joining all the, now like for example in the bathroom, you are connecting all you're doing bonding. Bonding is a very important thing. Bonding is one of the most important things that is done. That is the water taps. We go to the bathroom. We go to where the gas tanks and the cookers and everything. Those are things that can easily have an power leakage or electricity current leaking. So when we do the bonding, it means that we are connecting the earth. Remember, when we are doing insulation from the consumer unit, we normally have the earth that goes direct to the ground, that is driven to the ground with the help of something called an earth rod. So when we bond meaning that all the appliances, all the things that are installed in the house that are metallic and can conduct electricity are connected to the earth, and the earth is drawn to the major earth, that is the main earthing system, which is at the electrode, which is at the rod, which is driven to the ground. So bonding must be done to make sure that safety. So our question was, now explain 3 precautions required in bathrooms and similar rooms to avoid danger from electrical installation. Number 1 is to make sure that there is bonding. Si hapo tuko sawa? Salad.
Yes.
Is that okay, that point?
Yes. Yes. What is the difference between the adding and bonding? Is it meaning that the bonding is metallic, or the metallic in the
Yes. Bonding is the connection, is now the linking. Unajua earthing inafanyika tu kwa electrical installations peke yake, yenye ni switches, power points, and the not switches, the lighting points and the power points, na kutoka kwa consumer unit. But bonding tuna include these other they are conductive parts, they are metallic conductive parts, but they don't transmit power. They are not installed for power transmission, but they can conduct. Unaelewa hapo sasa?
Yes.
There's a time when I was having my internship at the Energy Regulatory Commission. These days it's called IPRA. The work of the Energy Regulatory Commission is they normally regulate the energy sector and the electricity sector. The electricians on site, and they even do monitoring. They monitor Kenya Power, they monitor the petroleum, they are like the watchman of the energy sector. So what happens? What happened one day? We went to the field. We were going to the field for we normally go to the field for at least 2 weeks to look at what is happening on the field. So what used to happen there is we could people on site or Kenyans would do what? Kenyans would report any accidents that maybe Kenya Power has not reported, or Kenya Power has reported and has not done any compensation. So there's this accident that there are 2 instances of accidents that we met that were as a result of failure of bonding. And that's why I normally insist every time I talk to my students, I insist that bonding is a very important function, or bonding is a very important thing in electrical installation. So there's a homestead that there's a compound. It was just a rental homestead or a rental area where there were a lot of rental houses, and there was a tap that the people who stayed in that area used to fetch water from. So there was a problem in the house. There was leakage. The electricity, there was a fault, meaning power was leaking. So when it was leaking, by mistake, it met the metallic. The earthing was done, yes, but the electrician who did the installation never remembered to do bonding. So when he never remembered to do bonding, now what happened? Something happened. He never remembered to do bonding. Something happened. What happened? The tap, the leakage met the water tap. So a 2-year-old child was just playing on the veranda without knowing what was happening. So when there was leakage, the tap, the charges accidentally touched the metallic part of the tap. So meaning it was live. And this tap was at the same time on, meaning it was the water was coming out. So this child did not know. So there was leakage in the tap and the water at the same time. So the child just went playing with the tap as usual. So when the child just touched the tap, the child was electrocuted and died on the spot. So when we were investigating, we came to know, when you investigate, you want to go deep and know what the problem was. So we realized that the pipe was not bonded. And what happened? The electrician who had done the installation was followed and was found and was taken to court to answer charges for murder. Why do you think the electrician was charged for murder? Because he didn't do his work right. And that is why as people go to school to get this knowledge. And when you're given a work to do installation, don't just do shoddy work, because it can land you in court or you can even kill people. So it is very important. Another case was a case of leakage again. Now, this time around, it was leakage from the service cable, the Kenya Power service cable. So somebody had installed that there's the cable that comes from the Kenya Power and goes to the consumer unit. So by mistake, that cable came into contact with the iron sheets. So the iron sheets with time had rubbed off the insulation of the cable. So meaning making the iron sheets to be live conductors. So these people, this homestead, they had these wire lines. Mnaonanga hizi metallic wire lines watu wanaanikanga nayo nguo.
Yes.
Yes, sasa the mabati, because the mabati was live, na hiyo kamba pia ilikuwa imefungwa kwa msumari wa hiyo nyumba na imeshika mabati, so pia ikakuwa live. So the mother of the house woke up very early in the morning like usual that day. Ameosha nguo na mvua ina drizzle. Ameosha nguo, akishaosha nguo, now what was happening? Akishaosha nguo akaanika. Akaenda nje anaanika. So kuanika, kushika nguo ya kwanza, that kamba was live. The only thing that she just said help, and she was gone. She was electrocuted. So when her daughter who was already dressed wanted to go to school, just came out to brush her teeth, akaona mama yake amekwama kwa wire line. Akashanga, what is the problem? And she was not talking. She had already turned black. Then that lady tried to go and hold her to remove her. The lady was also electrocuted, but now yeye akarushwa mbali. The only thing that she lost was her fingers. Her fingers remained on the mother because they were cut off. So that is how dangerous electricity is. So when the man to the house came out na akaona that, he just went to the meter box na akazima supply na akaita watu, then akachukua mbao akakata akapiga so that I'm disconnect. Then the mother died. And the child now hana fingers. You see how bad electricity is, and that was a problem. That is so bad. So it is up to us to be very careful. We are doing a good cause. It is a very good cause, and it has a lot of money. Hapo nje mtu akijua wewe ni mtu wa stima kama huko kwenu salad, si people will really utaitiwa kazi kila saa.
Yes.
Lakini sasa, do you see how dangerous it is?
Yes. So boarding huwa inafanyiwa kwa CU.
Bonding ukishachukua, you just take an earth wire kama kawaida. Unajoin. Sasa kama ni tap unajoin wire, unaishika, inaenda mpaka kwa consumer, inaenda kujoin na main earth. Kama ni bathroom shower, inabondiwa, inaenda mpaka kwa main earth. Everything is bonded, inaenda kwa main earth, kwa consumer unit. Kutoka kwa consumer unit it goes to the ground.
Oh yes.
Sasa umeona?
Yes.
So it is very na kuna mtihani penye utawahi pata bonding haiko. Na wakati mnafanya installation, wakati I think ni mimi tulifanya na nyinyi bonding ama ni mwalimu mwingine mlifanya naye?
Mr. Alex.
Mlikuwa mmefanya na Mr. Alex, si ndio?
Yes.
So did you do it practically in the labs? In the workshop?
Yes. Yes.
So you understand the importance of bonding?
Yes.
Good. Sasa tuendelee. So part C, a factory building is supplied with a 3-phase main supply and from a 3-phase standby diesel generator. Now draw the circuit diagram indicating the automatic changeover. Changeover mlikuwa mmeshafunzwa, si ndio? Hiyo ni unit gani?
Bado hatujafunzwa.
Hiyo basi mtafunzwa. Hii ilitolewa hapa ikapelekwa, I think ilipelekwa kama sio module 2, think module 2 because hata module 1 DE sijaona wakifanya. So automatic changeover pia mnafaa mjue how you change over the diesel, and si lazima ikuwe diesel engine, it can even be petrol engine generator. See, a generator is a generator.
Yes.
So you should be able to know how it changes over and how do you install. Mtu amekuita kazi, amekwambia install for me the diesel, niko na engine hapa, diesel engine nimenunua, generator. So nataka uniinstalie hiyo changeover kwa hiyo engine. So that what is the work of the changeover switch? The work of the changeover switch is to automatically change. Kama ikidetect kuna power, electrical power that is from the grid ya Kenya Power, ina switch off engine generator. Ikiona kama power imeenda off, just within seconds ina switch on generator automatically. So that is the work of the changeover switch. You will be able to learn about it. Is that okay?
Yes.
Now, this is a Murray loop test is used to locate the earth fault in a 6-kilometer core underground cable. If the balance is obtained in the resistance of 996 ohms against 34 respectively, determine the distance of fault from the test end. How do you determine the distance of fault from the test end?
Hebu zoom kiasi hiyo. Hii paper.
Auoni?
Tuone vile.
Zoom. Umeona?
Yes.
Sasa soma hiyo Roman 2 and you try to answer. Though hizi unajua ni za unit ingine, ni vile tu tunazi discuss because they are important. Si ndio?
Yes. Yes. A Murray loop test is used to locate an earth fault on a 6-kilometer 2-core underground cable. If balance is obtained at a resistance of 96 ohms against 34 ohms respectively, determine the distance of the fault from the test end.
Determine the distance of fault from the test end.
Hiyo tutafanya aje?
Utajiuliza aje? Inamaanisha a balance is obtained at a resistance of 96 against 34 respectively. Inamaanisha the balance is obtained at a resistance of 96. Inamaanisha the fault is in between the distance of 96 from the start to of these ohms and the distance of 34 from the end. Sindio? Against 34 respectively. So determine the distance of fall from the test end. So we assume that the distance from the test end as the resistance of 96 ohm, isn't it?
Yes.
So hapa ni mathematics tu. It is just simple mathematics. Unajiuliza the resistance a 62 kilometer core. So the total distance is 6 kilometers. Sorry, the total distance is 6 kilometers. So what is the total resistance? The total resistance should be 96 plus 34. Hapo ni sawa?
Yes.
Because the balance is obtained after it has taken a distance of 96 against 34, meaning from both ends, one is 96, the other one is 34. So at that point, so determine the distance of the fall from the test end. So the total resistance, meaning the total resistance is 96 plus 34, isn't it? Then you ask yourself, if 6 kilometers is equated to the total resistance of 96 plus 34, so what will be that kilometer, or what will be the distance at 96? Because from the test end, we have started testing and we have reached at a point of 96 ohms, isn't it?
Yes.
So what will be the distance? Una cross multiply and then you get with explanation so that you can be able to get the 10 marks. Is that okay?
Yes.
Stage 2 properties of a good refrigerant. Hiyo ni refrigeration and air condition. That one mutafanya mkikuwa module 2. Hizo sitapitia
Module
sahii.
2D.
Module 2D.
Okay.
Is it module 2 ama 3? Either module 2 ama module 3. Because sahii ninafunza watu wa ZU wakikuwa think ni equivalent of module 2 wakikuwa
Semester
5th
5.
year ya wakikuwa semester 5. Sawa.
Yes.
Aha. So nataka tupate maswali za estimation za nini za maintenance. Okay. Ndio hizi sasa. Explain any two causes and remedies of the following faults in a DC motor. Any two causes. Tunaanza na causes and then tunaenda na remedy. Brush chattering. What is brush chattering? This is just a term they're using to confuse. What is brush chattering?
Brass chattering.
Hmm.
Is it the one that
That is just another term to be used for the spoiling of brushes. The brushes are spoiled. Meaning the DC motor carbon brushes, si ndio? Zimeharibika. So what can be the cause? What can cause the brushes to get spoiled? Hiyo tulikuwa tumesema.
yes?
Salad.
Labda ni vumbi imeingia. There is a dust in the brushes.
Mhm.
Okay, there is a vibration from the terminals.
Ifanya brushes ziharibike.
Yes.
The carbon brushes. So what are the
Yes.
remedies?
Yes, you replace or you remove the dust.
You remove the dirt or clean or you replace the carbon brushes if they are totally spoiled.
Yes.
Good. Now the second one is erratic starting performance and takes an excessive current both at starting and at running. Erratic started meaning it is disturbing a starting performance. It does not stop. It disturbs when starting. Mnaonanga kama tuseme a DC generator or generator saa zingine inasumbua kuanza.
Yes.
Unajaribu kuanzisha haiwaki. So what can be the problem or what can be the cause when the motor is disturbing to start and takes excess current both in starting and running?
Maybe the current are exceeding the rate.
The current, the rating, maybe the thing is overloading. When the motor is overloaded, it draws more current. And when it draws more current, it means it will use more current when starting and it will also use more current when running. Another problem that will cause that is sometimes there is a where you don't supply it enough voltage. That is as according to the specifications. You don't supply it with voltage that is enough for it to pick up, to get enough torque. So that can also be another problem. Okay, we proceed. Our time is almost up. I want to look for another question. Okay. Describe the following, that is number 7. Describe the following types of maintenance: predictive and opportunistic. Can you say something?
On the predictive maintenance
Mhm.
is to predict before the fault occur on the equipment.
Meaning you try to do maintenance before the fault occurs.
occur.
You don't wait for the fault and then you maintain. What about opportunistic?
Is it the same as corrective?
Hmm?
I don't know the
Opportunistic maintenance is when you take an opportunity of maybe doing something, then you do maintaining. You take an opportunity of maybe the factory is not on demand, or the production is not highly demanded, and then you schedule a maintenance. Opportunistic is done by maybe something has happened, or maybe a motor has broken, then you are replacing the motor, and then you do at the same time maintenance. So that is opportunistic. You do the maintenance because something has occurred. That is okay. State any 4 advantages of planned maintenance. What are the advantages of planned maintenance?
Okay, the advantages of the planned maintenance, when you plan your the work of the workshop, nothing go wrong.
Mhm.
It will take a small time or a required time to maintain when the fault is occur. Yes.
Mhm. Another one?
Okay.
Kwani masaa ya sala imefika? Sio saa 10 mnaendanga?
Si tunaendanga hata saa 10.
Tumalize, we are almost finishing. Tumebaki na madakika. Let us just finish answering that and then we can end the class.
Okay.
Function of electrical maintenance department. What do you think are some of the functions of the electrical maintenance department?
They will make sure the maintenance are done correctly. They should be monitoring the condition of the work. They fix the time of the maintenance. And another one is they will make the essential care for the workshop.
They make sure that the machines don't just break down anyhow. Production continues because there is maintenance. They have made sure that every machine is maintained. And they also come in case of an emergency. They come in very fast and do the maintenance of any machine that has broken down. I think for now we can stop there. Do you have any questions so that we can proceed again later?
Okay, my question, kuna watu wazedu wanafanya exam?
Wanafanya hii wiki wanafanya mtihani.
End of semester ama?
End of semester exam.
Okay. Oh, then what about the next student?
Next students, the reason why hatujawapea mtihani mfanye is because hatujakuwa sure ni lini mtihani zenu, timetable zenu zitakuja. Wakitoa timetable, wakituambia watu wa June wanafanya mtihani lini, watu wa March wanafanya mtihani lini, so we schedule your exams, ndio mfanya. Tutaki mfanye mtihani alafu tena break for long alafu tena ndio mrudi. So tunataka mnafanya mtihani, tunapata hizo marks, tunapeleka NEC, mkijiandaa, mkifanya revision, mkijiandaa mtihani.
Yes.
See, that is better.
Yeah, that is better.
Saa hizi ni makat to make sure that assignment zote zimepeanwa, kat zote zimepeanwa, umefanya, so that ikikuja hiyo mtihani ni mtihani tu mnafanya, mrevise, mfanye exam. So we don't want to strain you, just read. Nyinyi, you have enough time to cover the syllabus right now.
Yes.
Si hapo ni sawa ama mmependa sana mtihani?
Hapo ni sawa.
So any other question?
Okay, I'm okay.
Okay, so we can stop there. So tutamit kesho. Kesho tutamit for electrical installation.
Yes.
Na workshop.
Yes.
Inafaa kwa saa 2.
Yes.
I hope nitaamka mapema. Ndio.